Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to use this quadratic equation to solve and derive this quadratic formula. Okay, here we have ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, and we are going to solve and arrive at this particular formula. Okay, the formula is x equals to negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, so the method we are going to use to solve this equation is completing the square, and we are going to solve for x. Okay, but before I proceed to solve, I would love you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the notification icon for updates on my videos, and I would really appreciate it if you do so. Thank you. Now in solving this, we are going to move this positive c across to this side. Okay, so you're gonna have something like ax squared plus bx equals to negative c. Okay, when this positive c crosses this equality sign, it changes to negative c. Okay, now let's take the second step. So here we have divide by the coefficient of x squared. So we are going to divide this particular equation. Each term of this equation, we are going to divide it by the coefficient of x squared, and the coefficient of x squared here is a. So we are going to divide each term by a. Okay, so you're gonna have ax squared plus bx equals to negative c, this divided by a, this divided by a, and this divided by a. Okay, and if you notice, a here will cancel a here, so you're gonna have x squared plus bx divided by a equals to negative c divided by a. Okay, we have the second step. Take half of the coefficient of b, square it, and add to both sides of the equation. So the coefficient of b is x over a. Okay, this is the coefficient of b. Now we have the coefficient of b as, and we are going to take half of it, which is equals to x divided by 2a. This is the half of the coefficient of b, and we are going to square it. So this is what we are going to add to both sides. Okay, we are going to add this to both sides of the equation. Okay, so we're gonna have x squared plus b x over a plus b over 2a, that is the half of the coefficient of b. Then we are going to square it and add it to this side, and we are also equally going to add it to this other side. Okay, plus b over 2a all squared. Okay, so we're gonna have something like x squared plus bx divided by a plus b over 2a all squared equals to negative c over a plus b squared divided by 2a squared is 4a squared. Okay, so you're gonna have something like this. Now the next step is for us to, let's simplify this. Let's find the LCM of 4a squared and a. So I'm gonna draw a line. We're gonna find the LCM of this, and the LCM is 4a squared. Okay, so if 4a squared divided by a, you're gonna have 4a, and 4a times negative c, you're gonna have negative 4ac, right? Plus 4a squared divided by 4a squared is 1, and the 1 times the b squared, you're gonna have b squared. Okay, so you have x squared plus bx over a plus b over 2a all squared. This equals to this, right? Now let's factorize this trinomial, and I'm going to show you a shortcut to do that. Okay, so this is how it goes. You're gonna take this x, this is x squared, you're gonna take one of it, that is x. You're gonna take this sign, and this is plus, and you're gonna take one of these, this is b over 2a all squared, so you're gonna take only one, that is b over 2a, and you squared everything. Okay, equals to this. We can rearrange this as b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. Okay, so for us to eliminate this square that is here, we can take the square root. Okay, so let me write it here. Square root of x plus b over 2a all squared equals to, and we also take the square root of this side, square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. Okay, remember this square root covers everything. Okay, so now let's continue on this other part of the board. If you notice, the square root here will cancel the square here, and if you take the square root of the whole of this, then you're gonna have something like x plus b over 2a equals to plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. If you ask me, how did we get this 2a? If you notice, the square root here covers both the b squared minus 4ac and the 4a squared. So the square root of 4 is 2 and the square root of a squared is a. So that's why we got the 2a. Okay, so now the next thing is for us to take this across this equality sign. Okay, and when we do that, we're gonna have x equals to negative b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, now if you notice, we have 2a here and we have 2a here, so we can have one common denominator. Okay, if you consider only one denominator, then combine the fractions, so we're gonna have something like x equals to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, and this becomes the quadratic formula. Okay,